Okay, so made it to Albany safe, which is
Woo.
good. But yeah, any pre-race wisdom you want to lay on the people?
Well, Albany, I haven't seen the track in 12 years, so coming in new track sort of thing where there's four legend heats, but everyone misses one to get numbers lower. So we're out for 2, 3, and 4, and unfortunately there's like 20 minutes in between each heat, so we don't have much time for I guess don't have much time for a break, so we're going to pretty much stay in the car and try and cool it down as much as possible. With it being fairly cool, hopefully it'll help keep the car cool during the resting period, because it could get fairly hot by the final heat. So we'll see how we go. Starting off the back for each of the heats, so we'll see how far forward we can push, because we had a fair bit of speed in Collie and made a fair few changes to the car, so hopefully there's a lot more speed and a lot more control in coming in and through the corners, especially exiting the corners, because we're making pace going in and under brakes. We're just losing a bit of rear traction coming out of the corner, which is costing us speed. So hopefully we'll make a couple moves and hopefully just get better at passing. So looking like a pretty boggy track, so we'll see how we go. Hopefully, we'll see how we go.
one. Car was stalling off the start. It didn't want to get going, so we missed the jump for the first heat. Bit of a bugger, but I guess that's one advantage of starting off the back. We can't exactly, it doesn't hurt us too much, just in the points. Bit of a bugger, but during the break, one of the guys that was having that heat off came over. He gave the carby a bit of a tap with a hammer, and that seemed to have solved the issue. Car seemed to be doing all right. It's revving higher, and then yeah, went out for the second heat. Start off the back. Yeah, had to make the most of it off the very start, and we just went. I think we took 2 cars or something in the first lap or 2, and then just kept following, chasing. We're keeping up with the pack, which was okay, and then in the final lap, went had the speed, so went underneath another car. Nearly had the move pulled off, but coming out of the turn, out of 2, got a little uneasy and ended up sort of taking a detour on the infield. So lost that place, but either way, I think we ended up a couple of positions up. So it definitely makes up for all the shit we lost in the first heat. So we're going out for heat 3. See if we can do the same and put us in good stead for the feature come feature time. We've definitely made up for sort of the slow start to the night. I think we finished 5th that heat. As it turns out, it started raining pretty much as soon as the green dropped, but I didn't exactly feel it until about halfway through. Like, we started making moves early on. I think we pushed up again 1 or 2 spots off the start in the first 1 or 2 laps. What was it, 4 or 5 laps in? That was when it started to lose a fair bit of grip. Tried taking a couple of cars, and again out of the exit of 2, kind of just lost the rear a bit and took the foot off the gas to try and catch it. And in doing so, let them 2 pass. But I got them spots back in the end, which no biggie. It definitely shows where we are in the mix, even though got to start off the back this feature race. We've got the speed to be sitting top 10 and maybe 7th or 8th, which we should be looking really good points wise. But at the moment, yeah, it's a race not against each other, it's one against the weather. So if we fighting off the rain.
back in Perth after running Albany. Car's back in the shed, so yeah. Now the maintenance begins. After last night, wow. First off, full credit to Albany Speedway. They put on a ripper show, and the track was absolutely immaculate. It was nice and flat, so all night. So racing was brilliant. We got to put the car wherever we wanted to, and it was just, yeah, it was real fun. Anyways, the feature starting out of 10th, and then had a really good run. Got past a few guys. I think we're running 7th. Yeah, made it all the way up to 7th. Was sort of looking at joining the battle pack for, I think it was 4th, 5th or 6th. And then I kind of spun, and that put us to the back of the field. If we'd waited maybe another turn, there was another car that had spun at the same time, and yeah, they were one of the cars ahead of us. So if we waited maybe a turn extra before we had done anything stupid, it would have been a different story. We probably would have been sitting up in the top 5, and hey, would have been a really good night. But coming from the back again, had to come all the way through, and I think we finished 9th. So all in all, not too bad. We we started 10th, finished 9th. We still moved up points wise, and yeah, bagged a top 10 result, which was good. I think now we're sitting 3rd in the semi-pro division, and now leading the Rookie of the Year standings. So points wise, was a really good night for us. Yeah, the car's back in one piece. That's all that matters. If anyone was around the pits after the feature race, you probably would have seen the car. So we made a silly mistake going out for the feature, and forgot to tighten our lug nuts. So while we're sitting in staging, one of the guys came up and said we had a bit of a wobble in one of our tyres, and it apparently it just got worse from there. So I think by the time we pulled in, 2 of these were really loose, so the tyre was waving around like a whole heap. One of the front tyres was really loose as well. And then round here, we'll post the photo, but this is all brand new because we had lost 2 of these nuts, and one of these studs had found their way back into the brake drum, and it had torn the rim up because it was shaken that violently. And we're going through a couple of the corners, and it felt like the tyre had almost sheared straight off, and I was pretty much sitting right on the dirt. It got pretty hard, pretty heavy, and pretty bumpy through, especially turn 2. And then, of course, me spinning probably didn't help it when I came back onto the infield, and probably would have clipped the tyre on that. But either way, it'll be getting the paycheck out and buying a couple new parts, because yeah, could probably use new rubber, new rims, if anything it spares. And we've got to have to check the axle, see if that needs replacing or needs fixing in some way. Other than that, wasn't a bad night. As I said, we're moving up in the points. I think we're sitting 10th or 11th overall, which was kind of where we wanted to be after missing round 3, back up near the top 10 mark. But leading the Rookie of the Year, and 3rd in the semi-pro is yeah, it puts us back in the stead of things. And more so the fact that we were able to move up so many cars, even though yes, we had to drop back. We have pace in this car, and that's good signs coming into the next couple rounds, because we need to start banking a couple more points, and then potentially if we can maybe get another top 5 or push for a top 5, that'd be really, really good. And that's what we're sort of aiming for. So anyway, until then, I think 2 weeks time we're down in Collie for the Cold Cup. Nice double header, so we'll see you there.